Welcome back. We're checking out the new map, Hurtgen Forest. This will be my first time here, so... we're fighting mostly bots, I imagine, so it should be fine. But let's hope it goes well. At least the picture for it looked kind of pretty. Figure if we start from the air, we should get a pretty decent bird's eye view of the area. So we do have some snow, but not too much. Looks like the train station's over that way. Blown up convoy over there. I'm glad I'm not a German in a white smock. I guess I probably should have expected that. I like these gun pits. Maybe one day we'll get to use something like these. I think the maps are too small for now, though. They do look nice, though. Hopefully our German friends shoot us soon, because, to be entirely honest, I'd kind of like to try driving around this map in a half-track. So, I'm probably going to play kind of recklessly and hope that the AI gets me. Yes! Woo! Go AI, go! Oh, you know what? I didn't put a half-track on. That's fine, we'll come back. It's the Germans. Check it out from their side. Let's fly over it then. See what we can see from the air. It is pretty out here. Curious how much of this is going to be playable area. If we'll end up going in multiple directions and whatnot. That looks like an objective. Maybe barrage balloons. Really giving you the bird's eye view, aren't we? Well, that's probably just about enough. Let's get back on the ground. Pull up the tank and try driving it around here. The area seems pretty wide open. It seems like Normandy but bigger. So I don't imagine that there's going to be a whole lot of trouble. I guess there are these blown up convoys all over the place, but that should be fine. Not be able to get away with this, but welcome to the dev server. It's like playing old Enlisted. If only all my buddies can get there and take the point so we can see the next area. They got us. Suppose we were being a little bit aggressive.
Attention! Get ready to jump!
I'm kicking myself for... Oh, right. Of course there's not a half-track here. The Americans don't have it. You know, given that the Russians got an M3 half-track, I'm real curious to see if the Americans will get their own half-track in an event sometime around New Year's. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Man, who needs sights when you've got a 100-round drum? I sure don't. A grenade? Can't be having that. We're trying to have a tour of the countryside. You can't be blowing it up.
Well done, men. Let's attack the next position.
Well, on to the next one. I can see crossing this field being a nightmare in the actual live server. Getting down here probably will be a little bit of a struggle too. I mean, these objectives are not very far apart, but you know, I was kind of hoping that they would space things out a little bit more with all the half-tracks and all the paratroopers and all that in the game. I would like to see significantly larger maps, but this isn't bad. Even though it isn't super wide open, it still feels pretty big, and it definitely feels spacious. It's not like going into Berlin where everything's super cramped, or... Stalingrad feels relatively open by comparison to Berlin, but it's still in a city. And Normandy is just as cramped as Berlin. It kind of shows its age. Let's see, who do we want to be? Let's run these guys so we can look cool. Those outfits. I thought they looked good in the preview, but oh man, they look so cool. Now all we need is a blizzard and the super overcast conditions that they had during the Battle of the Bulge that kept Allied air grounded. That would be so interesting. I mean, I would prefer that it doesn't actually force you to not fly planes, because there's a certain Tiger tank that kind of requires a plane to regularly kill right now. But, you know, let's see, 135, that's probably another 20-30 meters. So it's like 160 meters between these objectives. I think I would have been... well, that bug. I think I would have been happier if these objectives had been more like 300 or 400 yards apart. But... this isn't bad. Once again, let's try to look cool. Yeah, 165 from here. Let's see how wide out we can go. The boundaries do look like they're pretty good sized. Just because of how wide this area is, it does give you a lot of potential approaches for this objective, which I really like. There's way too many objectives in the game right now where you're confined to an itty-bitty area where you kind of get funneled into the attackers. And not funneled in like a cool pre-prepared defenses way, funneled in like the game will execute me for going out of bounds if I don't, which is a little bit less fun. Let's see, do you work? No, I guess not, at least not for me. Maybe you work for Germans. Yo, here are the radar arrays. They're so cool. I just like big satellite dishes. Remember when I was a kid, my cousins had a big satellite dish outside their house, and I thought it was the coolest thing. It wasn't this big, mind you. It was big when I was itty bitty, but it wasn't actually that big. I don't know, maybe a quarter of the size of one of these. Maybe like 3 or 4 DirecTV dishes put together. Yeah, this place is cool. Although I guess these are similar to that array that's on Normandy. It's cool though. Yeah, this truck actually looks like it's in almost working order. Guess not. Oh, that's pretty big. I didn't realize these were this tall. Let's see, I think we were coming from down there before. Oh, I don't think I can get on the roof. Oh well. I was gonna try to climb up there and get a better view of the area. It is pretty.
Damn! My magazine's empty! Reloading!
As long as they keep the ranges like this, it really won't be too bad moving between the objectives, but if they did stretch things out a little bit, I wouldn't be opposed. And I wouldn't be opposed to having some of these trucks and whatnot available for you to just get in and drive. I don't know if a grenade's going to be enough to take that out, but that looks like a crack in the wall. Maybe... Guess not. Just a crack, not a breakable one.
Our team started capturing a control point, taking the position.
Papa, reload!
Just waddling at the AI like, please don't shoot. Say hello to my little friend. Okay, I guess they said hello. We'll burn them out. I guess this is that hill we flew over in the middle part of our flight.
I'm capturing the point! Come on! Get some! Get some! You're mine!
Alright, quick and easy. After this, I'll throw on a German lineup and we can run it back.
The enemy's defenses. We won.
I'll probably not run the whole German game. I'll probably just start it up so we can check out the area. And I just kind of want to see how big the map boundaries are. Let's see, we are German, but I need to change my lineup. Let's see. Actually, this is all BR5 stuff, so yeah, it'll work. Let's make a match. Hurtgen Forest. And let's see. Create game, join team B. Alright. Let's check it out. I suppose I could have just match made until I found a match, but I thought it would be kind of rude to keep joining and keep leaving matches. Alright, we are defending. Let's start with our half-track. I'm still really hoping that the Germans get updated uniforms here. Right now they all look like they came from Stalingrad, which is fine. They're cool uniforms, but I was kind of hoping for more of that ragged, war-torn look. Alright, we are good to roll. Maybe we'll get some friends on board on our way to the objective. You never know. Depends on how many people die before we get there. I feel like the best use for these half-tracks is going to be to roll up and park outside the objective range and actually use them as a spawn point, but there's definitely merit for just driving them up like a battle wagon and hopping out into the objective. That being said, I do think some of the reload times are kind of rough on these machine guns, so, or at least it felt rough earlier. It might have just been the dev server desyncing. I can't say for certain. I mean, we can check it out here. I can empty these machine guns. Or I can overheat it. It was actually kind of fast. But Dark Flow, I can shoot my men portable one faster than this. I guess the reload's not too bad. I would like it to actually get an animation though. It's got like sound effects for the belts clinking. It would kind of make sense for them to actually animate you opening it, but then again, for the time being, this is an MG34 that looks like an MG42, so go figure. Yeah, I don't think I would normally want to sit in here. Maybe more so in the Russian one because it has a 50 cal, but this one, I think your best bet is to stash it somewhere near an objective, but far enough out to spawn people, and then go about your day. What I really wanted to see was how big the defender boundaries were. To the left and the right, they're pretty big, but it still looks pretty narrow between us and the enemy gray zone. One of the things that I would like to see on some of the maps is the gray zone, have it be pushed back a little bit. There's a map on the Pacific, I think it's Mundo Point or whatever the newer map is, where the second objective, after you get pushed back, it's like a little town, but you can't actually go all the way to the edge of the town, and it feels kind of bad defending there because you can't actually set up a defense at the edge of the town. You just have to defend against the enemy who are also going to be attacking you from in the town. And I think it'd be cool if we could get more, I don't know, more holistic boundaries. I mean, this is a decent walk out here. You could absolutely set up a defensive line out there and treat it like a bit of an elastic defense and fall back here. Especially if you knew you were going to get pushed, you might even be able to dig some trenches out there. So, not bad. Look at that. Can you believe I'm letting these AI bully me? Still, we wouldn't get to see any of the map if I didn't let them bully me. Here, Mr. AI, come get me. Come on, buddy. There you go. Look at that. What a good AI. Isn't he just the best? Oh, we can still spawn in the half-track up here. Let's take the half-track back with us. Let's see. This is the part that's a little bit weird. Alright, so it's not going to let me out on my own, so I guess we'll hop out. Do they all have to get out before I can get in? It is my half-track after all. Or is it stuck here? I was able to get in it earlier, I thought. Then again, that was the squad that came with it, so I guess if you're not the squad that comes with it, then you just spawn into it, but you can't drive it. Alright, good to know. I love these ambushed convoys, they look so cool. I'll say this, the map definitely looks right. It's really pretty. It's kind of picturesque. I kind of wish it had the blizzard conditions, though. It would at least fill my headcanon of what the bulge looks like a little bit better. Right now I just feel like we're in Hurtgen Forest, which, I mean, we are in Hurtgen Forest, but you know what I mean. I want to feel like the Germans are pushing us back, and, well, when I'm playing against the Americans, obviously I'm a German right now, but I want to feel like the Americans are pushing us back, and we really just need Patton to show up and relieve us. And I think that the Pacific and Stalingrad are more atmospheric, but maybe with real players, because this will feel a lot more hectic with real players, but there's no background noise the way there is in Stalingrad. And I think the loudspeakers there really add to the atmosphere and just the immersion of being in Stalingrad. It's kind of like when you get into Berlin and it's a rainy day, and because everything is just annihilated and it's dreary and rainy, it makes it truly feel like the end of days. This almost reminds, well, not almost, this reminds me a lot of fighting in Moscow or fighting in Normandy, where you get a lot of these sunny days where if nobody was shooting, you could almost enjoy yourself. Which, to be fair, it's not a bad vibe to have in a war game. Having places that look beautiful, but you have awful things going on there. Alright, Mr. AI, come on. Come and get me. Take the point. We can do another lap around in the air. Hopefully they'll actually be able to take the point. Figure with this plane we get such good visibility that dump our bombs off so we're not too heavy. Put the throttle up at, say, 66, and let's cruise around and just get a look-see. See, in a lot of the Normandy maps, for example, you can see the other maps in the theater in the background if you look around. I'm curious if there's going to be other maps in the Ardennes, and if there are other maps in the Ardennes, I'm curious if we'll be able to see them out here. Not that I'd really be able to tell from where we are. Hey, there we go, they pushed us. Look at them, the AI can do it. We'll take our pseudo paratroopers and we'll probably try dropping in over there, check out the railway station. It's probably out of bounds, but we're still gonna go check it out. and then we'll probably go hang out by the objective. Oh, you know what? I expected to drift a little bit. Maybe we'll just land on the objective. Oh well. We'll walk over there. You see, aren't we the best paratroopers? We drop in with PPSHs. I know they're not really paratroopers, but if you ever do need something to act like paratroopers in a pinch, the JU-188 is perfect for it, since it's a 5-man squad that can effectively be outfitted like assaulters. Before we had paratroopers in the game, they were the paratroopers, so you can fly in, dump your bombs off, do something useful with your plane for your team, and then jump out and go full assault mode. This area looks cool. I really hope that we get some objectives or some fighting over here. This area is way too nice to not fight over it. I think there might be one more map. If there is, I'll make another video on that map. And I'll probably only run that map one time. But, yeah, this map is really pretty. It takes like all the best aspects of Normandy and adds them to all the best aspects of Moscow. So I like that. I do really hope we get some fighting in this town though. All the hill fighting out here is cool and all, but it's all basically forest and hill fighting. It'd be cool to get a version of this map that instead of going from that way this way and up the hill, if we instead go from the left over there and go into the town, or from the town out here. Either way. Anyway, I think you probably get the idea of what the map's gonna look like. I'm sure that there'll be all sorts of fun little areas for you to check out. It's a cool map. It's a pretty map. I'm really looking forward to it going live. Let me know what you think of the map down below. Do you think the map boundaries are good? Do you think the distance to the objectives is too big or too small? Let me know.